Hi y'all, it's Davi Jenza here from at We Light Beams and at Figure.8.energy, and I'm feeling so good. And I think about all of the things I've experienced in my life that have led to this moment, and basically just like led to this time of my life where I'm realizing how to be authentically me and flow, and how to really feel the connection that I craved from so early on. And society tells us different ways that we're supposed to like fill that void, and it's often like looking for external things, and then studying meditation and spirituality and all these different varieties of mysticism and occult knowledge, and it's saying like, oh, it's internal. And then the whole like realization of like source being like working through you, and like that connection is the absolute best. Like it's literally the key, right? And I remember going along the journey, and in the very beginning, like I did not believe in God. Like from an early age, I grew up in the Bible Belt, and I'm colored, right? And so like I'm in this Bible Belt, and I'm feeling so much prejudice because I am a colored person, and also wasn't raised with religion. Like, yeah, my grandpa is Athaz, my dad's dad, he was a monk, but I wasn't taught like any of that. It was just like a knowing thing that like he was a monk. And then my grandma was married to a pastor, and they had churches, but that's still like very separate. Like we weren't really close to that family just because we lived somewhere, like we grew up in a different state. And of course, with my dad going through the genocide, like they're like, how do you believe in God after something like that happens, and with all the horrible things that you've seen? And with my mom, I think, what did she say? Was she Protestant, raised Protestant? But none of that stuff is really like in our household. Like we had Buddha heads in our household, but it was really because they're aesthetically very pleasing. My mom collects Buddha heads and Buddhas in general. It's really beautiful. So like that energy had always been around, and so it wasn't until I started studying it myself that I even healed my wound around the word God, right? God, source, the divine, Dawei. I mean, there's just like so many different names for the same energetic essence, and I typically say the divine because it is something that is divine. That whole connection, and sometimes I use source as well because it's interchangeable. And so I remember like going along this journey and feeling like, okay, so my mind wants to believe something, but my body physically doesn't believe it yet because I still have all these other programs. And so I'll trust the divine, but then I have my rational mind like giving me all of the different areas of evidence on why I shouldn't trust that, because it seems silly, because it's not tangible, all of these things. And then of course, society and being like ridiculed by people for even vocalizing these things. So I felt like a bit ashamed about it. And then, somewhere along the line, I finally went through enough experiences putting my faith in the divine to work through me and to work through other people, to basically rearrange the universe to conspire in my favor. I know that sounds like really literally like kind of selfish, but the universe is always conspiring in your favor. The universe is also another word for God's source, the divine. And my rational mind is like picking up all these counter arguments, and I just want to like cut that out and be like, hey, when you start walking to that direction and living life in a way where you're putting your trust in the divine and you're allowing yourself to basically like free fall, and you realize that you're caught every single time, it's that belief, that trust, that faith that really is helping you, because it's putting that energy in your vortex, right? So then you're attracting all of those things. And I want to share a bit about yesterday, right? So in yesterday's video, I was talking about like, you know, like there were some things that were going on, and essentially what I was trying to do is I was trying to get new spark plugs put in my car, because I knew I was going to be traveling for the next few weeks, and I wanted to make sure my car was like in tip-top shape. And my check engine light came on, so I knew I needed to replace my spark plugs anyways. And I had known this for like 3 weeks, and it just didn't pan out for the person that I was originally going to go do it, because, you know, life happens. And in my mind, it's just like, I'm okay with that, because I know the divine has a plan. Like, there is always a plan, and I'm just flowing along with it. And then yesterday comes up, and I'm just like, this is the absolute last day. I cannot wait anymore. And so I start becoming vocal about like what I'm needing, and a friend offers help from somebody else who, like, they tried to help, and it made it worse. And I did not get upset about it. Like, I could feel the frustration on the other people and the concern and everything, but to me it's just like, well, this is happening for a reason. Like, I am in this vicinity connecting with these people for a reason. It did not get fixed, and I know the reason is not to prevent me from traveling, because there have been so many signs that line up for me to be traveling, for me to be able to get on that stage and to share the offerings that I need to share. Everything has been lining up for it. So why would now be any different? Like, why would it just stop the day before? I have had instances in the past where I have energies come in that try to counteract the things that I'm doing, especially when they're really big, frequency elevating situations. And I persevere anyways. And so I'm just like keeping my cool about it, and just thinking it's like, well, you know, tomorrow is the absolute last day. I'll reach out to some more people, just put some feelers out there and see if anything comes in. And then today happens, and so yesterday, right, when I'm thinking about all this stuff and I'm not really stressing out about it, I'm just like taking this mental note that, okay, I need to get this done, but I also have all these other things to do. So basically, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm going to do, because the divine has me. The divine has got me. They always got me. Like, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I didn't have any resistance with that. I was just like, okay, like, it's going to happen in some way. And so this rising, I'm just like, okay, today's the absolute last day. I still haven't gotten my spark plugs replaced, and now I not only need my spark plugs replaced, I need my wires replaced, and I need to get a broken bit out of my whatever the holder is that the spark plugs go in. And so I'm continuing to just do what I need to do to prepare, you know, pack up things, make sure all our food's situated, get Rin situated. And then I look at my messages, and somebody responded to me, and somebody that I haven't met before, but is a friend of a friend. And I was like, okay, you know what? They offered to help. This is great. This is what I need. And I told them what time I would need to leave by, because, you know, I'm going out of town. And I also let them know about like how I do things. Like, I typically do things through like some sort of like service exchange with like meditation, food consultation, energy work, chakra work, teachings, like all these things, right? And I said I can offer a little bit of funds, but it's not predominantly what I do. And so when they get there, we talk about it, and he's like, okay, well, what about this? And he just throws out a number. In my mind, I'm just like, and not just in my mind, like in person, I was just like, wow, that is a great deal. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And if there's anything else to like help balance this out so you feel that you're being valued for your energy and your time and whatever, like just let me know, like these are the things that I offer. And he's like, yeah, like not really worrying about it. And so I was already feeling extremely blessed to be able to have that offer, because I'm like, yeah, this makes it so like I can still have the freedom to do what I need to do and feel like secure in that. I know it's kind of silly from certain perspectives, but that is like a part of like the security aspect that I'm in right now. And also like I trust in the divine, right? So like this happens, I'm just like, whoa, that's great. And it ends up taking a lot longer than he anticipated. And you know, I could sense frustration because he was feeling the time constraint, and I was just like, no, like I'm sure there is a reason why it is taking this amount of time. I'm sure that I'm not supposed to be on the road right now. Like it is a little difficult for Rand because I was planning it during his nap time, you know, so he could transition into that, and now he's like up a few hours past his nap time, so he's getting like when he doesn't rest, his energy gets really wildly and kind of anxious, and sometimes he gets like a bit angry too. He just can't process it, and so that's why nap time and bedtimes are like really important for us. And so like he was starting to exhibit some of these tendencies to not be able to channel his energy, and so he was sensing that too. And you know, it's just like, no, like I can handle this, like you just continue doing with this. And throughout the time, like I am like letting him have a space to do his thing, but also like talking to him every now and then about certain things. And one of our conversations, you know, I was talking about my children, asking him about his life as well, and like he has a child and not a lot of contact with them, and was expressing how, you know, like it was his fault early on, didn't get to meet them until they were such and such age, and then they already had like a certain resentment energy about it, and now they're like this age, and it's just like not great, like how they feel. And you know, I shared with him my perspective, right? I shared with him my perspective on children, how they process things, and like what the best thing really to do is in a situation like that. Like we can't change the past, right? And the children, they're going to be confused, there's going to be certain wounds, and the way that you can really help to heal that within yourself and with them is just to like be consistent in who you are, because no matter if there's like some sort of like dense energy around it or confusion, like they need that stability to just know that like, okay, you are showing up in this way, and even if it's not all the time, like you are still showing up. And these are things that I've had to confront within myself, you know, like I don't want to get too far into it. Actually, I can't really share too much right now until everything goes through, but these are things that I've had to think about thoroughly and address within myself and heal. And so, you know, we're just talking about stuff like that, and you know, I'm talking about emotions and dynamics and just things that I know about child psychology, just like intuitively, and things that I've studied and just things that I've experienced already. And so at the end of it, I tried to pay him, and he's just like, no, this took way too long, I'm so sorry. He's like, no, that's like, we agreed to this, and I would like to, you know, give you this for your time. And he still like refused it. And so part of me was just like feeling a a little taken aback. I was just like, well, like, I really do want them to understand that, like, I appreciate the services, the energy that they put into this. Like, even if it's not the right time, like, I'm not getting upset about it. Like, he's, like, getting upset about himself for it. And so I'm feeling that energy, and then I'm also just stepping back and being like, okay, well, I'm sure that there was something else out of this interaction that really helped him. Because, side note, I set an intention a while ago that everywhere I go, I just want to be a blessing. Everywhere we go, I just want to be a blessing. And if I feel like we are not being a blessing in the way that I would like, we remove our energy, right? Because I never want to be a burden on anybody. And if I sense that in somebody else, like, I will remove myself. And so, like, that's my interactions with people. Like, I always want to, like, bless them in some way. And sorry, like, when I say bless, I'm trying to find a new word for blessed, because I'm thinking about vernaculars coming into my mind. I don't know what vernacular means, but I just keep hearing be less when I say bless. So I would like a new word for that, but I try to elevate frequency in any situation, right? And so I trust that I showed up in a way that was, and I don't know what it is just yet, but I know it's helpful because the divine's working through me, right? And everything's timed out accordingly, and we had this interaction for a reason. And anyway, so I hop on the road, right? Before I hop on the road, let me just say something. I am so proud of myself. 1654. I just saw that on the timer. So what is that? Descending. Spirit guides, ancestors, angels, spirit guides. Noticing the beauty in all of the details and yeah, and the angels are supporting it. Oh, that's beautiful. So I am so proud of myself. I have had this impending hesitancy around hooking up my camper to my car, and so other people have been doing it for me for a while. And this even goes back to when I had a tiny home, okay? Because I had this fear, because I watched a lot of people do it, and it would just frustrate them so much, even like backing into places, hooking it up, and it would take a long time. And I was a little deterred from it. And so the last place that I backed it in with like 4 inches on either side, this like tiny space, in the first try. And I do it, and I'm just like, whoa, wait, what? Did I really just, on the first try? Because it looks so difficult when other people do it. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so fast forward to today, right? I'm going to back up my car, and it has the hitch to go into the ball, and I get it on the first try. And then I'm just like, whoa, hey Davy, yeah. Like, this is great. And I love that, because it's another sign from the divine to me. I'm just like, I'm supposed to be doing this. This is so easy for me. I'm supposed to be doing this. And maybe some of it has to do with me loving to drive different vehicles, right? I love machines. So, because I was a mother trucker, right? I had a food truck. I had a 5-speed. I've had a motorcycle. I've had a scooter. I love my bicycle, and I've had a tiny home, and now I have a camper, and I feel like I've been prepared for this for a while. And so, and that's just like a little bit about that, about me being proud of myself. Thank you, I'll take a bow. But I'm on the road, right? And I just feel so aligned when I see open stretches of road. There's just like this peace that washes over me, and like, I don't know, just every time it happens, it's like I forgot it and I remember, I'm just like, oh yeah, this feeling, oh yeah. Anyways, so I look down at my GPS, right, and I see the palindrome 611-116. So 611 is the arrival time, 116 is the amount of miles, and the amount of time it takes to get there was 2 hours and 22 minutes. So I'm just like, whoa, palindrome and an angel number right here. And while this is happening, right, before I even looked down and saw that, I was just feeling so grateful, right? So grateful, so guided by the divine. I'm just like, whoa, how did it doesn't even matter. I know how it happened. It's because I didn't worry. I didn't stress. I completely trusted that it was going to be taken care of, like truly trusted it was going to be taken care of, because I feel in alignment, because I'm going towards things where I know I can make a big impact on the collective and raise frequencies. And the divine wants to support that, right? The divine doesn't want to support negativity and things that will bring down stuff. Like, there's other forces that will support that, but the divine will support you if you're doing the great work, right? And whatever the great work is for you, for me, it's what I'm going towards. And so I'm feeling a lot of this is like, whoa, I've been wanting to do this. I've been putting all the different things into action, and it's happening now. It's happening now. I'm on the road and I'm teaching, right? I'm getting on a stage, right? And so this palindrome, right? This palindrome 611116, it's because it's the same forward as is backwards, so it's like a reflection. And so 6 very much has to do with spirituality, with metaphysical, with the ether, all of those natures. And then the one in the center is the universe supporting that. So it's like these things that I'm teaching that seem to be like up in the ether, seem to be, just like very ethereal, because I'm teaching energy work, right? I'm teaching things that are invisible to the naked eye unless you've tapped into that ability to see all of these different energies. And the more you do it, you'll be able to see it with your third eye. It's like absolutely incredible. But it's just like, yeah, that's supported by the universe. And I felt like the message was that no matter which angle I come at, the divine is supporting me from all of these different things, all of these different places, right? And then the 222 is to release negativity, right? Continue to release negativity in order to manifest all the positive things in your life. And I was just like, yeah, that's what I've been doing, and it's happening with ease now, that I can look at situations and I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna let the negative things attach to me, because I trust, and because I'm releasing the energy of negativity, I'm not allowing it to stick on me. Because like, yeah, it comes, but I don't allow it to stick. I just acknowledge. It's like, okay, yeah, but also, and I make room for the divine to come in and take those changes and just like, whisk me up and flow with the divine. So I was just so happy and so grateful, and here we are, right? We are at the festival now, and it's beautiful. Came in here, flowed with ease, saw some folks I haven't seen in a while, and Rian is just like so friendly. He's finding the beings that are really light and loving the moon. It's a full moon, so all that energy as well. And we have our wagon, so I'm very much just like pulling him along with the wagon. And then we find his friend, who he loves his friend so much. We haven't seen him in a while either, and they're just like best friends, just like from the moment that they met. Best friends. It was amazing. And I need to take a break because I don't have Ren with me this weekend, which means which means I have to express milk, and so I need to take a break. I need to remove myself from all that too. And plus, I've been going all day and driving all day, and I just needed to like wind back. So it was nice for him to have a friend in here and me just like chill, relax, do the thing. Because that's the side about moms that people don't really see is, especially like if you are breastfeeding, it's like there's times where I want to do a video, but I can't do it because I have this Haka suction on my breast expressing milk, you know, and it takes a little time, and there's like, I don't know, it's I'm not like super emotional, but I acknowledge like it is an emotional process to not have my baby right here, in doing that, but I still have to express the milk, one, so he'll have extra milk, and then two, because if not, there's this thing called mastitis, and it's basically the milk ducts get clogged, or backed up, and like it just hurts and it causes infection really quickly, and so you start feeling like you have the flu and you get fevery and all this stuff, and it's just like not fun. I had it once while I was breastfeeding, but yeah, so that's just like a lot of that things I mainly wanted to share with you all about, you know, the way I impact and influence. Like my intention is to, yeah, be able to go out and teach it, and I can tell people all the time that like I only teach things that I have experienced in my life, things that I already know to be true, and do all that. But the real testimony is in being, right? In experiencing these things and being able to be like, hey, I'm teaching you this stuff, and I'm teaching you this stuff not from just like an intellectual standpoint. I'm teaching you from a standpoint of being, because I am living this lifestyle. I am living this way, and the divine has worked its magic through all these different beautiful individuals and the surroundings and all of the different ways to support how we be, right? And how we be is very light, and it's peaceful, and there's so much happiness, and yeah, there's challenges as well, but like I said in the video yesterday, it's just like moving with grace. Like you just flow through the challenges with grace, and some people might think that it's crazy and unreasonable and blah 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 blah, but it's real. Okay, it's real, and it's not like it's just this moment. It's been happening, and the more you go in alignment with what you feel you're supposed to do, that's in alignment with source, and it's not affecting people in a negative way. It's, you know, it's all working to elevate. The more you go towards that, the more you trust and put your faith in divine, and like don't allow that worry energy to cascade over you. You're just like, yeah, like the assurance is just anyways, I'm really looking forward to being on that stage tomorrow and sharing. And I'm recording it. Yes, I am recording it. On another side note, before I get into an insight card, I sat on the ground so I can show you this. I painted this the other night, and it makes me really happy. Look at this. It's dandelions. It's dandelions. Just like some random ones coming and flying. My dandelion on there too. I don't know, it makes me happy to look at it. Every time I look at it now, and just like, I find myself just looking at it and just being happy. Just, it's very pleasing for me. You know? I'm gonna look at it again. You know? Anyways, let's get into these insight cards. Another thing that was really nice was to be able to like pull up and all of our stuff is here. Rian, let me pull it up. Let me get insight card. Okay. Right, so he's late nap, right? And he's sleeping the whole like 2.5 hours that it took to get here. And when he gets out of the car, we're in this field, right? This open field. And he's looking around and like, first of all, open fields, oh my goodness, right? Like, you can run. It's like this freedom energy. But then he sees the camper, which we call a tiny home. And he's just like, tiny home! And he starts spinning in circles. He was so happy, so happy. And that's what I wanted. That's part of what the manifestation was. It's like, I know that I'm supposed to be doing this stuff, but I also want to feel a sense of home, and I want my boys to feel security too. You know, like, yeah, our environment may change, but our home base is the same. Our home base comes with us, and it's rent-free. And it's like minimal. It's like everything that we need. I still feel like we have some things that we don't need, but you know, it's part of the human experience to feel out all these different things. Anyways, I'm just thinking, like, we're doing this, but like over the winter time, we're totally gonna be in a house, and I'll probably just be working on my camper, like doing some repairs, or I've even considered maybe selling it and getting another camper, but we'll see. What I've told myself is, no matter what, like if I do decide to get a house or something along those natures, like I still just always want to have a camper, so whenever we're doing travels, we can still have home base, right? Still have all of our things to have that comfort. And if everything goes to shit, we always have a place to stay. It's the survival mode in me. Okay, anyways. Oh, this one. Oh my goodness. I'm not crying. You're crying. Again. This is the same card from yesterday. This is the same card from the day before. The Divine's like, yes, let's keep talking about this. Let's keep reiterating this. So just in case you forgot or need another reminder, there is nothing that can hold you back from that which you truly desire. You can have it all. You can have it all. Become clear on the goals and then be willing to accept all the responsibilities that go along with them. You can have it all. Because that's very much it. You can want something and just know that there's so many things that are going to have to shift in your reality to make that happen, but it will happen. And so if you really want it, just be open to all the changes that are going to happen and put your faith in the divine, that it's just really the universe rearranging all these things to conspire in your favor. You said you wanted this, so let us strip different things out. Let's remove some energy. Let's shake some things up, and you can have it. Like, it's absolutely amazing. So affirmation: I receive that which I have asked for and accept that which I desire. I deserve the best that there is to offer, just as everyone does, and I share my abundance with all. Because remember what I was saying, if what you want is in benefit for others, for the collective, if it raises frequency, the divine wants to support that. The divine will support you through that, because you are being that channel, right? You are allowing God, source, the divine to do work through you. And there is no greater service. And it feels great too when everything that you're doing, you know, you are supported with. And you know that you are not doing harm. And what may seem like harm to some people might just be you activating their shadows so that they can come closer to light. Temporary discomfort so that they can evolve, so they can choose to evolve, so they can become aware and make the choice themselves. Whoa, you see this? It's like the ARC crystal. If you guys don't know what this is, ARK crystal, look it up. But totally emitting 0 point gravity out right to y'all. Right, let's go ahead and just hey, surprise energy work. Okay, I am clearing out your guys' energy force field using the ARC crystal to emanate that out as well. Clearing. That way y'all may program it with the energy that you choose to going forward. So imagine it. Imagine your goals. Get clear on your desires. Now trust that it's happening. Things are in the works right now to make it happen. I don't know if y'all can hear that right now. That's the vibe. It's happening, okay? It's happening. You ready for it? Flow with it. I love y'all so much. Like, share, comment, subscribe.